inspire the practice today as well. I've been thinking about, in the past few weeks, just how hot it's been and the practices that enable us to try and cool the systems down. And then today, really, it's almost a symbolic thing of lifting cloud. And we can do that quite metaphorically through the practice. If we think about lifting maybe some lethargy or heaviness that could be in your system, when we have these dramatic shifts in weather, it can be very confusing for us, especially energetically. But also, it's a sign of the times as well in terms of the amount of confusion there still is whilst this pandemic is raging around the world. So, I think it's useful for us to draw upon nature in ways that can inspire us through the practice. Okay, so I'm not going to waffle on for too much longer because we've made these sessions shorter. And obviously my approach is quite slow as a practitioner, but today's practice, what I thought I would do is 20 minutes of movement based, so asana, the kind of physical postural work, generate some heat in the system. Think about, often in yoga we talk about dross in the system, like an ash, so kind of letting go of that ash through the system as we move through the practice, or perhaps see it as an opportunity to awaken and energize yourselves in preparation for a 10-minute seated breath work and meditation practice. So movement that helps us to undo, to unwind, or to lift us into the day, and then we're able to sit stiller for longer. That's the plan. Okay, so we are going to start standing. Just make sure that you've got room to move around. If you're just joining, then I'm about to start a 30-minute yoga practice, which you're welcome to join me for. 20 minutes of movement, quite energizing, into a 10-minute focused meditation. So in terms of our starting place, we just want to find a position whereby the feet are no wider than hip distance apart. You might prefer to have them closer together if that feels more grounding for you. So just finding a standing position that works for you and your body, but nothing wider than the hips at this stage. And soften into your knees a little. So we're not bending the knees, we're just allowing them to release into the joints. So we're not pressing back through the knees towards the space behind you. So let's just take this as an opportunity to get centered, to pick up on how we feel physically in our body. Just notice what it is that you are sensing. What do you feel? Often I start a class with questions. How do I feel? What do I need? And it's in those answers that I ask you to honour yourself as you go through the practice today. So really tuning into your rhythms, your pace, and I'm here as a guide, but ultimately you are your best teacher. You listen to the response that your body provides you with, and if you need to rest at any stage or bring yourself out of something at any point, then please do so, okay? So let's just get that ground through the feet, let your toes spread, and as you get grounded there, imagine you are cultivating some deep roots through towards the earth, and that is anchoring you down. And it gives you a place of support from which we can move more freely in our bodies. And it's from that place that you get anchored, but then equally invite a sense of length come into your spaciousness within your body. In particular, along the spine, almost as if you're just being nudged a little towards the sky, and your shoulders are spacious away from your ears, and then just lightly tucking your chin in towards your throat so the back of your neck lengthens. A little bit of support coming in around the belly so you're not collapsing through the front of the pelvis, but likewise you're not tucking in so much that your bottom presses back behind you. So somewhere between those 2 points. But ultimately, it's for you to feel evenly placed within yourself right now. Bringing your hands over the heart, you could take one hand on top of the other, or a gentle mudra, Anjali mudra, which is symbolic of a lotus bud waiting to open in the light of the sun. So either of those two gestures at the heart, and then bring your awareness to your nostrils and notice that you're breathing in. And then awareness back through the nostrils as you breathe out. So imagine that in this practice today, your thoughts are like clouds, and there are many clouds around us, but they're going to pass, okay? The clouds are going to pass, and we're going to take our movement almost to lift those clouds away in a metaphoric way. So as you breathe in, instead of letting your thoughts be with the clouds, just bring your thought towards something more peaceful, more centered within yourself. The breath at your core. So just following that gentle rise and fall of your breath in its peaceful, natural flowing way. And as you breathe in, welcome an expanse, a sense of possibility. If we have Anjali mudra, we could think about this lotus bud opening towards the light as we go through the practice today. And then we're going to start to incorporate our movement with our breath. So just gradually deepening your inhalations and then lengthening on the exhalations. Let the exhalations anchor you, let them ground you, and let the inhalations connect to a feeling of spaciousness. And then the next time that you breathe in, take your fingertips up towards the sky, let them part, let your shoulders and your elbows soften. And then exhale and sweep, spread your fingers wide, activate the arms and bring them back over your heart space. So breathing in, lengthening from the soles of your feet upwardly to your fingertips, and then let them soften. Find softness in your shoulders and your elbows. And then on your next exhale, sweep the arms wide, activating them from your shoulders through to your fingertips, and let that end at your heart space, and repeating. So it's a gentle rise and then a softening, and then a strong sweeping action through the arms as you let them rest at the heart, and we'll take that once more. Maybe a pause at the top there as you invite softness, and then let the exhale take them. And if you take a couple of extra breaths along the way, then that's absolutely fine. You're finding your pace and your rhythm. So we're going to continue with this flow with the arms, but we're going to bring in a chair pose. So in your time, as you inhale, taking the arms upright towards the sky, and then on the exhale, as you sweep your arms wide, bending the knees, a little lean forwards from your hips with your chest. And then bring your arms in front of you and inhale. Your shoulders can round a little as you reach up towards the sky. And then exhale. So think of these exhalations as really grounding, steadying the body as you come into that chair pose. And then on the inhalations, inviting a lightness, an expanse into your body with your breath. Exhaling and come down. Inhaling and rise. So what I'm doing with my arms at the front on that inhale is I'm just letting them cross over, and then I'm inviting a bit of a roundedness into the elbows and then into the shoulders. And we're just going to continue in this way, finding your rhythms, waking up your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, and your spine, your shoulders, the whole body movement. And the first part of the practice is mostly going to be standing today, so we're really going to get into those whole body movements. And let's do that once more. Release the arms down, and then pause. Notice how you feel physically. Sigh the breath, stepping your feet wider than shoulder distance, but not so wide as if you were going to come into a forward fold. With your left arm, as you breathe in, let it extend out to your side and up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, lean over to your right. Inhale, lift with a sense of spaciousness. Exhale, lower the arm down. opposite side, breathing in, breathing out. So I feel like this action is quite wave-like along the body, thinking about the rise of the wave, and then also literally waving, sending a giant wave out to you all with my hands. The breath in expands, the breath out connects you down. So I'd like you to draw upon this inhalation as it's vast, it's limitless. You can move the clouds with your inhale. And then with the exhale, it's more grounding, it's steadying, it guides you back to the support. So you're always coming back to this idea of being steady and grounded in your body so that we can be light and spacious throughout the whole body and into the mind as well. It's always a balance of the two, being steady and comfortable and being light and spacious. Okay, so last time over on that side, coming up on the in-breath, release on the out-breath. Take a moment to pause, draw your shoulders towards your ears, sigh the breath, and release the arms down. So take a step forwards to the front of your mat. And if you would like to, if you have a yoga block or equivalent, stack of books can always work. You could place them out in front of you because we're going to take some forward folds, and you might find to start with you just want to have a little bit of support there in front of you. We're not going to use them just yet though, so bear with me. Let's take a breath in, expand the arms up towards the sky, and then on the out breath, bending the knees, and then you're wrapping your body around the thighs, hands come down towards the ground. And as you inhale, invite the knees to go back as you lift and lengthen the spine. So we're long from the pelvis to the crown of your head. Exhale and fold into that space. Soften your knees, and then inhale, sweep the arms and rise. So this is the first part of our movement today. The exhalation takes you into this rounded forward fold. The inhalation, we move the knees back towards straight, slide the hands towards the knees, the shoulders are spacious, the chin is drawn in, length along the spine and along the legs. And then as you exhale, fold yourself. Find you're closing the gap between your chest and your legs. Doesn't need to be much. Inhale and rise. Exhale, bend the knees deeply, round, fold over the thighs. Inhale, knees towards straight, slide and lengthen. Exhale, fold and closing that gap once more. Inhale to rise. So this is where you might find it useful to have the block. So exhale, we're going to come back into that rounded shape. And then inhale, come back into that lengthened shape. So legs towards straight, long spine. And then if you have the block in front of you, you could bring your hands onto the block, or you could bring your hands onto the floor. So you're not quite so tucked in. We keep this length in the spine. And then I'm going to invite you to take your right leg out behind you. Breathing in, lengthen the leg behind you, keeping your toes drawn towards you. And then swivel the heel as if you're lowering the heel towards the mat, and then place the foot down in front of you. So this would be like a forward folded warrior shape here. We have the knee bent at the front, the leg is straight at the back, and then we're going to come up into warrior. So taking the arms up alongside your ears or out at shoulder level, and then exhale, bring the hands in front of you, interlace the palms, turn them away. And then as you breathe in, bending the front knee, taking the arms up. Exhale, draw the hands towards your head. So this is our lifting clouds moment. Breathing in, pressing through the clouds above your head, pressing through the thoughts. Exhale, draw the hands towards the crown of your head. If you find this position is a little bit too intense across your shoulders, you can soften that so that we're bringing the tops of the hands towards the head, but they're not interlaced. Okay. Exhale, lower the arms down, and then breathe in and sweep the arms up towards the sky, just exploring that warrior once more. Exhale into that forward fold, so you're coming down, hands can come onto the block or alongside your front foot. Inhale, lift the back foot, exhale, step your right foot down, forward fold, and then inhale to rise. Rising, exhale, hands to heart. So we'll take that same sequence on the opposite side. I'm quite out of breath here. It's all the talking and moving. Okay, so let's do the same on the opposite side. The breath in, the arms go up without coming into contact with pieces of furniture. The breath out, we fold, bend the knees, rounding the torso, rounding the spine, and then inhale, slide the knees towards back, the hands come onto the shin bones. Then you keep this length. You could take the support out in front of you. As you lift your left leg up behind you, press the leg away, the heel is pressing back, the toes are towards you, and then rotate from the hip so that your left heel is coming kind of towards your right leg, and then you place the foot down on the ground. Find the ground through the feet, bending the front knee, and then inhale, lifting into warrior, and then exhale, lower the arms down, interlace the palms. Turn the palms away, or you could keep them so that the fingertips are touching one another, and then breathe in, and then exhale, draw the hands to your crown of head. Inhale, pressing away. So let's come back to this idea of lifting clouds, lifting mud, through to clear water, through to clear sky. Just a metaphorical rise and fall with the arms there, and offering lightness and expansion back into your mind, back into your body. Release the arms. One more full breath in to your warrior shape, and then exhale, fold over your front leg, hands come in towards that front block or the ground. Lift the left leg, place your left foot down, forward fold, breathing out. Inhale to rise, exhale, hands to heart. Okay, so let's take a few moments here to breathe in, breathing out. Notice how you feel physically, that surgence of energy, build up of heat. And then taking your feet wider now, so wider than the shoulders, and we're going to move into some twisting work. So bringing your hands over the heart space. As you breathe in, expand. Imagine you're making a star shape with your body, really reaching out towards the walls either side of you, or the space either side of you. Exhale and fold, bring your hands towards the ground, or you could bring them to your lower back. Inhale and come halfway, arms out at shoulder level. Exhale, left arm to right leg, right arm to lower back, or you could extend your right arm up towards the sky. Inhale, unravel halfway, and then exhale, right arm to left leg or foot or the ground, left arm either towards the sky or your lower back, lifting your left shoulder. Inhale halfway, exhale, forward fold. Breathe in to rise into your star shape, expansive once again, and then exhale, forward fold, drawing the belly in, softening the knees. Inhale, rise, lengthening along the spine. Exhale, left arm to right side. If it's comfortable for your shoulders, for your neck, reaching up towards the sky as you exhale, stay there. And as you breathe in, lengthen a little further. And then unravel on the exhalation. Take the arms in, breathe in, exhale to the opposite side. So think about inhaling, expanding further into your shape, maybe lifting but without compromising that left shoulder. Sense of openness across your heart and chest. And then the next time you breathe in, unravel, and then exhale and fold. Breathe in to rise. Exhale, hands come over the heart space. Breathe in fully. Sigh the breath, exhale, and start to walk your feet towards one another. so that they are about shoulder distance apart. And then walking your hands down the legs, taking yourself into a forward fold. Bring your hands out onto the ground in front of you, bend the knees deeply, and then coming onto the balls of the feet, just a little rock from one side to the other. And if you'd like to, you could take your arm up towards the sky as you breathe in, down as you breathe out, inhaling and reaching, exhaling and placing down. Just opening, warming up your hips a little bit in preparation for some seated work. And then just pause, start to walk your feet closer in, lower your bottom onto the ground. Bring your feet fairly close to your bottom, hands beside you, your chin is drawn in towards your throat. And then bring the knees in over your belly. And as you breathe in, take your arms back, press through the feet up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, lower the arms down, bend the knees, lower your feet to your bottom. Inhale, press the heels down, lift your pelvis, rise into bridge. And then exhale, lower down and bring the knees in over your belly. So breath in, expand through the legs, the arms, lengthening. Sense of spaciousness along your spine, along your torso. Exhale and drawing abdomen in for support. And then all on an in-breath, lower the feet and lift through pelvis and spine towards the sky. And again, so taking this pattern twice more in your time. And the in-breath, rising, expanding, and the out-breath brings with it that steadying quality, that grounding quality. And once more, you're welcome to rest as well, by the way, at any stage. Inhale and rise. Okay, so just ending with the knees in over your abdomen, and take a hold of the top of the shin bones or underneath the hamstrings, in between the hamstrings and the calves, and breathe freely. Just allow your breath to come back to the surface as you settle down through the back of your body. You can let your feet come to the ground, just take a little stretch out along the ground here. We're not going to stay here for very long. Big sigh of the breath. And then with the sense of stillness, just rolling over onto your side and slowly bringing yourselves upright. So we're going to close the practice with a seated meditation, or if you find that seated work isn't very comfortable or accessible for you, then on the ground, then you could come and sit onto a chair, and you could also take this part of the practice lying as well. So just ensure that you feel comfortable in your body. That's the most important thing. But also that you're not going to fall asleep. So there is like this sense of awareness that we have here. We're not just allowing ourselves to flop and completely let go. So let's think about centering ourselves through the breath for a few moments. Be aware of the space beneath your legs, your feet, your sit bones. So aware of this connection towards the ground and getting rooted down through towards that space. Let it act as a place of support for our breath, for our spine, for our thoughts. So we anchor ourselves down towards the ground, and then invite a sense of spaciousness, in particular, tracing along your spine, through towards your shoulders, towards the nape of your neck, and then the crown of your head, and just lightly bringing your chin in towards your throat. I'd like you to imagine a beautiful horizon placed out in front of you. It could be a sunset or a mountain scene, or just somewhere where you remember a beautiful horizon ahead of you. And with your exhalations, I'd like you to send a whispering word who out towards that imagined horizon. So we're going to breathe in through the nostrils and then soft whisper of the word who from the back of your throat with a very relaxed lips. Try not to carry too much tension in your mouth as you take this practice. It's like a breeze sound or wave-like in its sound. Inhaling and drawing the breath back from your beautiful horizon, a sense of expanse, limitless, peace, and then exhale. Let your breath, let that exhalation keep passing through the space towards your horizon, lengthening. Inhale and welcome this feeling of openness, feeling of expanse from your horizon. It may start to bring with it a feeling of joy. Welcome that back into your heart as you breathe in. And then sending that soft whispering who sound back out again. And take 2 more breaths in this way. And then with a natural breath, be aware of your inhalations and aware of your exhalations, just following the flow of your breath. And just like clouds, our thoughts pass by. It doesn't mean you're going to go with them. They're just there, passing by with the clouds above us. So I'd like you to draw upon this beautiful imagined horizon, bringing with it a sense of joy and peace, a sense of possibility or limitless expansion. And resting your awareness at your heart space with those qualities taken from your beautiful horizon, rather than letting your thoughts go with the clouds, bringing them into your heart and inhaling outwardly with this quality of joy, this quality of expanse. Perhaps there is a feeling of possibility. It could be peace, or it could be something more simple. It could be intention of just having a day of fun, of playfulness, of not letting things get in the way too much, not letting ourselves be weighed down too much by certain things throughout the day, so that we can begin to explore joy in more simple things like nature. So as you breathe in, your breath is expansive, your breath reaches potentials, pressing away the clouds, pressing away through that muddiness, through that murkiness. And then as you breathe out, bring back to your heart this quality of joy, this quality of expanse, of peacefulness, and continue between those 2 places. So we inhale and we breathe into our expanse and we press through the clouds. The thoughts move by. We exhale and we draw back this quality of peacefulness and joy back into the heart. And it expands from within us as we inhale outwardly into the world, and it comes back to us as we exhale from the world back into the heart. And we could imagine this virtual exchange between us all, breathing in towards our possibility, towards our expanse, with a sense of openness, and then breathing out and coming back, making room for that openness within. And just take a few moments now to honour yourselves once again, acknowledging your practice, and maybe just setting an intention for yourself for the rest of your day with this same quality of focus that you have cultivated. Pressing through the clouds, pressing through judgment, letting the thoughts pass by. Okay, so let's breathe in, stretch the arms up towards the sky, reaching through, soften the shoulders, soften the elbows, and then guide your hands carefully, lovingly back into your heart space. And then taking this Anjali Mudra, we have this potential at the heart. It's the same thing, an openness can arise, a direction for our energy. And we're going to make a mudra, Padma Mudra. It's a gesture of opening, of flowering forward, whereby you bring your baby fingers and your thumbs together, and then the fingertips open, and you send that mudra upwardly towards the sky. Sense of possibility. And then relax the arms, stretch your legs out in front of you, just give your thighs a little shake there.